Y'all, what is going on in the world right now in this good housewives land? These girls are coming after Andy Cohen, and it is just like, what has happened? I mean, what really go on? So we're gonna talk about the tea in just 1 second. But before we get into that, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so that I know that you can, get these videos when I drop them. Then also hit the like button so we can keep that engagement going. All right. So, Andy being exposed by Leah McSweeney. Now, for those of you guys who may not be familiar with the Real Housewives of New York City, Leah McSweeney was a 2-season wonder, okay? A 2-season wonderization. Now, during her time on the show, she had talked or alluded to her own sort of, I guess, maybe, I don't know if she called it an addiction to alcohol, but, she ended up starting back drinking doing the show, from what I can recall. And then the next season, she came back on the show and she was not drinking, right? Just to give you some perspective on this. Then she did the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, where she was truly a drag. I mean, and it wasn't because she wasn't drinking. It was mostly just because she is, in my opinion, not really suited for housewives. I've long stated that Leah should be on those winter house shows with them people, because that fits the demographic that I feel like she obviously probably more or less would belong to, as well as her sensibilities, right? I mean, she gives angsty teenage vibes to me, and I felt like she would have been a better fit for that show. But that's just my opinion based on her on Housewives, right? So let's talk about this new lawsuit that that's just dropped, where she is painting a really interesting behind the scenes culture of reality TV down to the Bravo as a dysfunctional club that thrives off of hard substances, encourages alcohol abuse, and turns a blind eye to certain predatory behaviors. Okay. Now, in the court docs filed yesterday by one of the network's former stars, Leah McSweeney, who I told you guys about, who is right here. Um, One of the things that they talk about is a claim that it's an open secret. Okay, it's an open secretion that the network's figurehead Andy Cohen snorts the white powder with a coterie. I'm like, did y'all have to say coterie? I mean, I think when you put it into context, I think it might be the alliteration of it all and the way that it sounds when you say it, and if you read it how it's written, then you would understand why the coterie makes sense. But it's like one of those words where, like, did you really have to say that? Anyway, cute word. I'll give him something cute for that. And I'm actually taking this from the Real Housewives zone. And this actually, a lot of this is listed on a lot of different websites like Page Six, that sort of thing. So it's making its way all around the internet. All right, that he snorts the white powder with a gaggle, I'll say a gaggle, of his favorite housewife stars, and doles out special professional favors to employees, come personal party pals. So basically, it would seem as though what they are saying, from my understanding, is that he is out partying with the girls, and then some of those girls end up getting special perks. I mean, don't this go on in most workplaces? It's not really a shocker to me, but I mean, I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's continue on. All right. So anyway, it says that the papers claim that the network is aware that a different senior producer routinely sends unsolicited pictures of their genitalia to lower level production employees. But the papers claim that higher ups have done nothing to stop it. Now, who is this? And also, too, was it a consensual send? Like, are they sending these consensually amongst, whoever this person is, to whomever? Are they receiving of it? I guess that's what I really need to know. So then it goes on to say that the shot claims are a part of a lawsuit in which Leah claims that the network preyed on her alcohol problem, either by intentionally exacerbating it or by preventing her from seeking help with it in a cynical attempt to turn her suffering into ratings. So here it seems as though she is saying that, they knew she had an alcohol problem, but she is alleging that it was encouraged for her to still drink and that she was prevented from getting any type of help to deal with it, right? She claims that the network breached her rights under employment law by failing to allow her to get proper care for her alcohol addiction, even though executives were aware of the problem. Indeed, she claims producers pressured her to drink even though they knew she was trying to stop. Now, let me go into this right here. Typically, I think when you go on these types of shows, you're not necessarily an employee. You're typically a similar. I in my mind, I think that you are basically like a contractor. So you're not necessarily an employee. So I don't know how that's going to work in the suit. But anyway, it goes on to say her powerhouse lawyers allege in the documents that Andy Cohen intentionally uses the white powder with his employees to further promote a workplace culture that thrives off of substance and alcohol use, which leads to a failure to accommodate employees who are disabled and trying to stay substance free. It also alleges that even though Bravo and Shed know or should know about the producers' harassment, I'm assuming this second person, they continue to elevate the producer to positions of increased power. All right, so is it hard to believe that, these allegations of the partying are, no, it's not really hard for me to believe. It is what it is. I mean, if you know the entertainment world, then you know that that's common. So this really wasn't anything that was too shocking to me because I feel like, it's entertainment. So it is what it is. However, comma.org, these other allegations are something to be concerned about. Yeah. What do you guys think in the comment section down below? How do you feel about this? We do have a statement here from Leah herself that I do want to kind of go into. She says, basically, this is a story this is not a story I ever thought I would be telling. In fact, I was petrified to speak on it and was warned not to. Today, my attorneys filed a lawsuit in the United States Court of the Southern District of New York against my former employers. Your favorite Bravo shows are run by people who create a dangerous work environment, encourage substance abuse to artificially create drama, and cynically prey on the vulnerabilities of their employees. Some of the stories and incidents that are detailed in the lawsuit have been shown in edited form on TV or reported in media, but many have not. And there will be much more that comes out once the people involved are questioned under oath. Today, I am taking back my reality. There's something wonderful about the content of reality TV that millions of people you've never met can laugh with you, cry with you, empathize with you, and root for you. But the reckless and diabolical way in which the people at the top drool over the mishaps and misfortunes of the women, including myself, are disturbing. It's a workplace culture where toxicity, alcoholism, and pain are not only expected, but encouraged and facilitated. This is something that I most definitely did not sign up for, nor would I ever endorse. There is nothing more important than my sobriety. Without it, I risk losing everything. I have been very transparent about my addiction and recovery. However, there are personal things in this lawsuit that I never wanted to disclose for fear of being judged and shamed. But I am at a point now in my life where I feel strong enough to withstand whatever may come my way. I have love and respect for many of the Bravo talent and getting to know them was a positive experience in all of this. I may be a pariah to them after this, but I do hope my lawsuit helps reality TV to align with its true purpose, to authentically depict the complexities of life while offering genuine support to those who share their stories. I've been trying to address this internally for years now, but have been dismissed, stonewalled, and gaslit, but actually at every turn since. Bravo can try to manipulate my reality and others all they want, but the cold hard facts of this case are as real as it gets. Thank you to my close friends and family, and of course, Addo, whoever this is, who have supported me in every difficult but necessary step of this journey. I will see you in court. Wow. Wow. It's going down. I mean, you got to think about it. Like, all these lawsuits, bruh, like, what really be going on? But then you also got to ask yourself, like, girl, had you not watched that show? Because on New York, that's all they do. Is I mean, at least in the past, was get down and drink 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 and party. Okay, so I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, even though that's the case, it's your prerogative to partake or not partake, and it is what it is. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think about this lawsuit. Let's talk Porsha and Andy. Okay, so for me, a lot of people I've seen in the comment section have been wondering, is this story with Porsha and Simon real, or is it the storyline? Well, Andy Cohen says that he too was taken aback by Porsha Williams' divorce. He says it wasn't a planned storyline ahead of her Real Housewives of Atlanta return. This was supposed to be Porsha's happily ever after. Now, shout out to our friends over at the Bravo, not the Bravo Shade Room, the Jasmine brand. My apologies. The Jasmine brand. The divorce came as a surprise to him. All right. Now, this happened during the latest episode of Andy Cohen Live, where he discussed, Porsha and this divorce with Simon, and her coming back. He says, none of us knew any of this was on the horizon, and this was really meant to be Porsha's happily ever after kind of victory lap season. He noted that Porsha's divorce filing wasn't a planned storyline for her return. He said, so it's just, I was surprised and taken aback, and listen, we wanted Porsha on the show for Porsha. He highlighted their intention to display Porsha's life in an authentic light while expressing his unwavering support for the reality TV star despite the unexpected circumstances. He says, we would take Porsha married, single, picking up the pieces of her life on high, on low, however she wants, however she's going to be. But we didn't know. And this is a really big right turn from the story that I think all of us thought we would be telling. So sending love to Porsha. Okay. What do you guys think about that? So he is saying this is not a storyline. This is the reality, and they intend to follow it. Finally, let's get into Andy's comments on the Marlo Hampton of it all and her leaving the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And for this, we're going to take this over to Mr. Housewives. So, of course, again, this is more from Andy on his radio show, right? So basically, he says that Marlo was a great friend of, and that he was thrilled when she became a full-time cast member because he and the audience got to know her in a deeper way, which he says that he agreed. He then said he doesn't think that we've seen the last of Marlo. He says, I hope that we have not seen the last of Marlo Hampton. And, listen, you know what I mean? I feel like it's one of those types of situations where this is my personal belief, and we can sort of debate about this, but I personally believe that, Marlo was not asked back. I feel like they allowed her to build her own narrative. That's just my belief. I don't know that to be for certain, but I feel like that's the route that they were really willing to go. And I believe that the door is being left open for her should they ever need her to come back in and spice things up, or maybe they want to work with her on an Ultimate Girls Trip or in some type of traders capacity or some other type of show. I think that she will always be welcome back. Honestly, but I just think she doesn't fit with this particular group that's coming in. I don't understand, to me, why Marlo Hampton is not at Fashion Weeks. That's, to me, where Marlo should be. Like, Fashion Week now seems to happen like once a quarter, okay? I mean, because you got the main Fashion Weeks, then you have the men's Fashion Week. So it be feeling like, to me, it's a Fashion Week every couple of months. Like, so for me, I see Marlo in that world, and I don't understand why I'm not seeing her sitting front rows at some of these shows. That, to me, is where Marlo would shine and thrive, because we know her as being a fashion girl, or at least that's how she presents herself. So why not take advantage of that and then go and do these shows and, give us articles on fashion and stuff like that? I feel like that's her career. That's the wheelhouse. And maybe there's some room for her to, join a show like you know, whatever, Project Runway or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I could see her doing that, or maybe some type of fashion commentary show. I mean, something could be built around that and that interest that she has in fashion. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. With that being said, those is the stories that we got for you today. Okay. And we, of course, will come back should there be anything more to discuss. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell button and also hit the like button so that we can keep that engagement going. Also, just a little update for you guys. I will be heading out on vacation on the 6th of March for about 2.5 weeks. So I'm not sure how much content I'm going to be filming during that period of time, but I just wanted to give you guys that heads up, let you know there might be a little bit of a break here or there, but of course, afterwards we'll return fresh as ever. All right. So with that being said, I will catch you in the next video.